everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today for Friday book haul. I do these often. They're part of a shared collaboration started by Nat Williams, and they're a lot of fun. I like to share my books that I get thrifting for making journals and, sometimes just enjoying. So definitely, if you enjoy thrift hauls and book hauls and creative book finds, subscribe and hang out with me. It will be a lot of fun. So the first stop that I made was actually not a thrift store per se. It's a used bookstore, but the prices are actually very similar to thrift store. Sometimes ever so slightly higher, but not really. And if they are, it's absolutely worth it because they're like antiquity type books that I really love. So I was thinking about this book. I typically look for, sorry, there's just like a little sticker I want to peel off there. I typically look for like really beautiful book covers, the hardcover. And recently I've been thinking, I probably would also like to play with just books that have really iconic like book plate like covers, like dust jackets, right? So I know it's shiny because of the plastic cover, but I have this like idea in mind about making some kind of deathy morning kind of books. I haven't fully formed the idea yet. I'm kind of still boarding it in my head. But this is The Late Bride, a suspense novel by Theodora Dubois, and I just absolutely love this. It makes me think about Corpse Bride. I love this picture of her on the back. Theodora Dubois and her husband live on Staten Island. She's a well-known author of over 36 books, mysteries, historical novels, books of nonfiction, and children's books. What a blend, right? Horror and children's books. That's like me all over. So her other published books are Freedom's Way, The Emerald Crown, Captive of Rome, It's Raining Violence, Seeing Red, Death Strikes an Atomic Unit, Rich Boy, Poor Boy, Tiger Burning Bright, and Shannon Terror. So the book itself is from 1964. It is a first edition. And it's just a lovely, normal book. There's no pictures of any kind. But I really think that the dust jacket image really makes it for me. So, and then this one, okay, are we all adults here? Currently, we are all adults, right? So these videos aren't made for children. I say that for both YouTube reasons and for what's coming. So if you're offended by curse words, I guess, just step away for a moment and then come back, because I still love you. Come back. So anyways, this book, I had to get it because I initially saw it and I didn't get it, and then I sent the picture of it to Priscilla. I found a bunch of like really crazy funny books, and so I sent her like, hey, here's some journal ideas, and she's like, you have to get that. So I know she was right and I had to go back for it. Are you ready? This is Clifford Hanley's The Red-Haired Bitch. So I had such a giggle when I saw this. I'm like, okay, I am here for her. So it's got a great dust jacket cover, right? He's also the author of Dancing in the Streets, the best book from Scotland I have read in years. The Man's Tremendous, A Skin Full of Scotch, the same sparkle, the same wealth of stories superbly told. His last novel was The Hot Month, the funniest, most observant and generous novel about the Western Highlands since Whiskey Galore. So this is Scottish. I absolutely love the feel of this book. It's great. So when is it from? It is from 1969, and again, it's just a book, right? But I'm all about just how funny this is. I also love the spine, so I'm going to definitely keep it. I'll probably just make a small journal of like the story of some kind of a sassy redhead, right? Like I just love it. It's great. And for those of you with more sensitive dispositions, I do apologize. Please don't hate me. I love you. Okay. Then this bookstore is so great because they also keep, so sometimes books are just not in good condition for sale, so they keep the book plates and they sell them for like $2. It's great. They go through all this effort of putting them on postboard. The Flower Children, The Little Cousins of the Field and Garden by Elizabeth Gordon. This is illustrated by M.T. Ross, 1910. This is Flower Children. Said Crocus, my, this wind is cold. Most wish I had not been so bold. Here the fields are still all brown. Glad I wore my eater down. So very sweet. And then this is a double spread. Again, it was $2.79 from Wardlock & Co. Limited. 1914. Illustrator is Margaret W. Tarrant. And this is Baba Black Sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for my dame, but none for the little boy who cries in the lane. I remember when I was a kid, it used to say, and some for the little boy who lives down the lane. So my sheep was much nicer than this black sheep, but I do love this image. Okay. Then onward with the same bookstore. I also got this Household Hints book for $3. So like I said, very similar to the prices of thrift stores, right? So let me get rid of this plastic here, which I will keep and recycle because Mimi's Keepsakes has shown me how. I will get back to that another day. I have a fun idea that I want to share from Mimi's Keepsakes. Then Household Hints, 1988. So that's really pretty. I guess this is kind of like inspired by antique, but you know, I guess, are the 80s vintage? I don't think so. Not in my world. But it's like really fun little snippets of, you know, much older advertising style. So yeah, I like that little booklet. I thought it was cute. And then I found another book, A Kind of Misfortune by Richard Parker. It's another mystery novel. Look at this picture of him on the back. Like, this is a man who's seen some things, I think. Look at these forehead crinkles. But I love the cover, A Kind of Misfortune. Doesn't that just make you want to like make a journal that tells a story, a mysterious story? So it's from 1955. I like the book plate kind of image. There's no pictures, I don't believe, but it's just, I got it for the cover. So I was feeling really like, I don't know, sometimes you go places and like it inspires you in different ways. Going into this store, I feel inspired by like these dust jackets, different kinds of vintage book themes. Like I like the concept of mystery, but also I was getting into like vintage sci-fi and fantasy while I was there. I was like, oh, this is like some kind of place I haven't explored. Oh, and then I found this book, which isn't for journaling, but it's really cool. I think maybe people may appreciate it. It's called Nature Speaks, Signs, Omens, and Messages in Nature. So when I first flipped it open, I was just kind of looking, and what it was talking about was, you know, the interesting event of how the Japanese cherry tree, when it loses its leaves, they all fall off at once. You know, it's just like a weird and interesting thing that happens in nature, right? And then they talked about like why it happens, like the, you know, bioscience reason, and then just different legends that have been written around it. So like I really think this is kind of a fun book that will get my mind working. Yeah, and it really just kind of speaks to me, my personal like things that bring me personal comfort, which is always nature. So we should love the earth and all things that grow and live upon it. We should love the soil and sit upon the ground often, feeling close to its great mothering power, allowing it to strengthen and heal us. So just nice concepts. And then this bookstore is dangerous, FYI. I love it so much though. This is The Lady's Realm. Isn't that just beautiful? A selection from The Lady's Realm of 1904 to 1905. Now, they did have like some old, like an actual The Lady's Realm. It was like a very large book, red with some gold on the front in this ornate sort of embossing, but the book was $50, and I'm like, I'm not allowed. I don't have a reason for that book, and I loved it, but yeah, no. But I love this one too. So it's just full of these amazing women, their stories, images of them, and like it's just a lot of fun. So move that out of the way. The Poetry of Metalwork. And then we have some kitty cats here. The Lady's Realm. London and Paris fashion. Just all sorts of nice things. A Painter of Womanhood. The Home Beautiful. London and Paris fashion again. Oh, hold on. Okay, we love her. Look at this. The cheeks may be rendered firm and a healthy color obtained by systematic pinching with the thumb and first joint of the forefinger. Okay, don't do that because ouch, but she's adorable. Yeah, I love all these images. This is taking me right back to the beauty school dropout book that I made. Oh, and I have to show you something funny. Hold on. I wouldn't normally share such a thing. So I have this good bad habit of taking pictures of people that I find really interesting. You know, and I don't really like do anything with them other than keep them for myself. But I saw this woman yesterday who had bright pink nails, and she was outside smoking in front of a beauty salon, and it was like a very like 70s looking beauty salon. Like the city that I went to is very old and industrial, and I just thought she was such an icon. Like, I'm not really into smoking or any of that, but I just thought like she just had a certain feel to her, and I made this piece of like digital art of her, and I wanted to share because it's so funny. Like, I hope you could see it on my phone here, but yeah, she's so iconic. And she just looked like so whip smart, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm talking too much. Okay, then I found this book. So again, right, I'm getting on this mystery kind of jive right now. So Murder Inc., The Mystery Reader's Companion. It's this big red book. And it's got a lot of cool images in it. We could write some real mysteries here. And what it is about is it talks about the mystery writer and how they kind of work and how they tell their stories and their inspirations. Also, I think I mentioned I was working on some kind of concepts around like deathy type books. Yeah, so it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. Then I found its sister equivalent here, Murderess Inc., The Better Half of the Mystery. Love these two books. Oh my goodness. I like how it says perpetrated by Delise Wynn. And so this is like women's horror and mystery writers, or mystery, I guess, mystery writers, and their stories. Lady killers, morning etiquette. So yeah, okay, we like her too. Look at this, the drop dead look. So this is what I've had in my brain. Like, I've been wanting to do something with this kind of theme. Okay, so bear with me, I will get to it. I have such a queue of journals, it's not even funny right now, but the nice thing is I just feel really inspired, so I can't really complain about having this big to-do list because it's actually a great thing. Okay, now I'll get to the actual thrift store books. Hold on. So these books are from a couple thrift stores that I went to yesterday. Let me get these stickers off. I really do not like these stickers, but these ones aren't too bad. So this one, I often think these books are German, but I think they may actually be Dutch. I'm just going to say right now, I don't speak any of those languages, German or Dutch, unfortunately. Kind of wish I did, but I'm an English-French girl, so I just love the spine, and I thought this was a fun book cloth. It's orange. It is from 1965. And I just got it because it's nice to have some text in another language, but also I like the cover. I just thought it was a nice orange book, and I love the spine. And then I got this book, which I thought was really nice too. Just take this off. Okay. So this is the Secretary's Desk book, and it's got some nice embossing here and on the spine. It's a big book, and it's got these red pages. It is from 1959, And it talks about the mechanics and correct usage. So this is all of your business writing kind of stuff. Dictionary of the English language. It does have a lot of pages. Oh my goodness. It does have like, so that's the kind of business and places. It does have, this is about mythology, kind of a general knowledge feel to it as well. Like the secretary would be able to look certain things up. It has some color plates in it. It was like part dictionary. It was like a place, I guess, that a secretary would need to look up general knowledge. So she would keep it on her desk at the time, I guess. I say she because probably that's typical of the time when this was published. We have 2 color plates here. So yeah, I think I could tell a story with this book as well about, you know, a woman who's a little ahead of her time. The Winston Dictionary. So yeah, it's a cool book. Big thick one. And then this one I just thought was beautiful. Brighton edition. I love the cover. This is the nicest cover. The Dream of Love, it's called. The Dream of Love. Nice old pages. It is 1860. It was gifted in 1901 to Miss Gladys Phillips. Huh. Look at this. It looks like it had a bookworm. See that? It had a bookworm. There's a hole right there. That is so cool. You don't normally see like the bookworm mark like that unless the book is just utterly destroyed, but it's not. It's actually in relatively decent condition for its age. So yeah, how neat. Okay. I'm very particular about like I don't buy any books that have any kind of mildew or mold or anything on them. This one doesn't, but I've never seen the little bookworm hole like that really intact so well. Okay, now let's get this sticker off this one. Next one is another of those foreign to me language books. I'm not sure what this language is, but it looks like this woman is an artist. And so I definitely had to grab it. Oh, I have a cutout here. It is from 1960. Ik ga de weg. I don't know. I think it's the same language as the other one, so possibly Dutch again. German, I don't think. I think it may be Dutch. I know I do have some lovely viewers from Europe that can tell me these things. And then I found another one of these books. So I don't know if I showed the ones I had a while back. I had made a bunch of plain journals with them for a show that I did, and like they all sold. People just really loved them. So this is How to Repair Home Kitchen Appliances by Ben Gaddis. And Ben Gaddis has written all these different books about like, you know, every kind of electronics repair in general. I think this guy would have been the guy to know because he could fix anything. It has tons of these technical drawings, and I just really love them. I think they're really cool books. Okay, one more little stack. I have a few more books than I'd intended because the one thrift store that I go to, the books are like $1 each or 12 now, a dozen for $5. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll get a dozen books. This is just called Last Things. I just like the color of the book. I don't think there's anything in it. It's only from 1970. I just grabbed it for the cover, and that's probably all I'm going to keep from it is just the cover because I like the color of it. It's like a chartreuse. And then this one, again, with that same theme, The Way to Dusty Death by Alistair MacLean. So this is just a nice black book, and it is 1973. And this one too, The After Midnight Ghost Book. And it is, let's see what year here, 1981. So again, I just got it for the cover. And then I found this book, which I think will help me with some of my themes to tell the story of these women. This is Bad Girls, the most powerful, shocking, amazing, thrilling, and dangerous women of all time. So Yeah, it's cool. It's got a lot of different women it talks about. It's not an old book. It's one for, you know, chopping up kind of. We cover Cleopatra, the 7th, Messalina, Boudica, Melanoli, Mary the First of England, Elizabeth Bathory, Catherine II of Russia, Ranavellona. I don't know what that noise above my head is. If that's vacuuming, it sounds like it's going very wrong. Or my husband is using a power tool. I apologize. I'm not going to try to pronounce her name. I'm not very good with Asian names. Sometimes I will say she Zhangu. I know because I have a friend her name is Jian, and she says it as Xian. Marianne Cotton, Zixi, or Belle Starr, Amy Bach, Mary Malone, Chicago May, Matahari, Tilly Devine, Georgia Tan, Madame Mao, Imelda Marcos, Leila Khalid, Pulan Devi. So yeah, lots of women from around the world who have really cool stories. And sometimes, you know, infamous stories. And then I found this book. It's, I got it for the cover. I like this very much. I thought this was a nice book with this lamp on the front. So I think that's probably all I'm really going to use it for. It does have like some images in it that would be good for fussy cutting, I think. And mostly like glassware and some furniture. And then this one by Nancy Tafuri, Snowy, Flowy, Blowy, a 12 Months Rhyme. It's got really nice seasonal nature images. I love the robin. The robin was what attracted me to the book. Swan, hummingbird, bluebirds, and a queen, some sheep, and some crows. Yeah, so just a simple kids book. And a squirrel there. But yeah, these are themes that I work with often. Then I love this one. Love Has a Price Tag. And it's a really nice red. It's that cool red that I like. Love Has a Price Tag. It is from 1979. And it has the library card in the back here. No one ever checked this poor book out. Notes from a Grandmother's Diary. Femininity. Yep. And this one is another bigger book. This is The British Eccentric. And it's got a story of some really interesting people in it. They're all here. But it's got some nice images. Look at this gentleman. Algernon Charles Swinburne, 1837 to 1909. A photograph taken of the poet in his late 20s. He was at the period of his life living in London where he was studying feverishly and indulging hectically in drink and the social round. I love these books that are like very pearl clutching kind of. How dare she drink tea with pants on? Like, it's so funny. Then this book, My Side of Fruit by Edith Van Beek. It's a book of poems and I thought it was kind of cool. It was gifted here. Andrea, may you always keep your love of words. Christmas 1982. 1982. Oh, and Edith herself gifted this book. How lovely. So she was inspiring someone else. Here's a Humpty Dumpty poem. He stood on the scaffold that last morning, an egg moon, on the shoulder of a hill. He moved from rung to rung, an orangutan, sliding 2x4s along a wall, balanced by a board. His gloves fell first, hooking the handless air. Pipes rose to meet his curses going down. A hard hat broke, the shell of morning, oozing out his yolk. That's an adult telling of Humpty Dumpty. I love it. And this is Rosie's Walk by Pat Hutchins. Love the illustration style so much I had to grab it. It was just so fun. This fox is beautiful. And yeah, it's just a cute book. And then we have the Wildlife ABC, a nature alphabet book. And I love this because I'll show you, the illustrations are really cool. So they're all like, you know, pre-made journal card type of images, or like they're nice squared images that you could use for journal making. So that concludes this quite hefty book haul. I thank you again so much for hanging out with me. I will apologize if any of the themes here were offensive to you. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just here to have fun. So thank you again for hanging out with me, and I will be back soon with something creative or thrifty or what have you. But anyway, have a lovely day. Don't forget to subscribe. You can find all my social information down below in the description box. Bye for now.